Okay, so now we're going to put up a medium yard sign with the stakes. So before you head out, you want to get a bag from your local grocery store to carry all this stuff in. And you'll want a mallet, scissors, 4-foot stakes, which you can get at a home improvement store. Seth, what do you got?
You also need an awl, an AWL to poke holes in your yard sign. You'll need your yard sign, you'll need a thank you note, zip ties, and that's about it.
Yeah, so you got these 6-inch zip ties. So we'll show you how we like to do it. Next up is placement. So you, again, like the small yard signs, you want to place about 4 feet in from the sidewalk. If there is no sidewalk, you want to be inside the telephone and electricity wires. If there's no telephone or electricity wires, you want to be 10 foot from the ends of the road. So here we have sidewalks. We know that this is 4 feet. So we lay it down and we begin to pound. Where was our pre-pounded place? Okay, here we go. So you pound it in. Your friend watches you and makes sure that you are straight in both ways. You pound it in until the wings get into the ground. Then your friend takes the sign and puts it into position. Note that we are putting the sign into the grooves of the stakes. So you don't do anything like this or like this. You have the sign in the grooves. So putting in your second stake, 1, 2, thanks Dave, good to see you, thank you, that was helpful. For the second stake, you want to be about ½ inch, you want the sign to be about ½ inch in from the groove. Too much and the sign will be bent forever. Too little and you're going to have tension and you could rip the holes out. So you hammer it in. For the first few hammers you can sort of modify as you go, but you see Seth has it wedged in exactly how the yard signs will be put in.
And line up the top of the sign with the top of the stake so Phil knows when to stop hammering.
It hasn't rained in forever, so you really gotta hammer. Don't hurt yourself. Okay, so I'm at the top. And now you go ahead and Seth keeps doing that. You find the awl, AWL. Where's the awl? Thank you. And you're gonna put 4 holes into the sign. So you wanna put them in about ½ inch or so. This is why you use your awl. It's better than keys, it's better than scissors, because it creates a nice perfect hole which is less likely to tear. You want to poke your holes at the top and line it up with the holes in the stakes. So do the top one first so you know how you're doing. You put the zip tie in through the sign, through the hole in the stake, and then you zip tie. Don't tighten up all the way until all 6 zip ties are put into place. Then you just go down, line it up with the holes. If you got a Sawicki yard sign, you're basically putting it in where the color starts, between the color and the white. You make 4 holes, you hand your friend his awl, or her awl, with not the pointy side first, and then you continue on with your zip ties through the sign, through the hole, with a sort of 3/4 tighten.
And typically you do 3 holes. Sometimes you do 4, but typically just do 3.
When you buy your stakes, you'll want to mostly get these 4 feet stakes, but you'll also want to get a few of the larger ones. I think they're 5 or even 6, because there will be a few locations where you're going to be on an angle, and so you need a taller stake to keep your sign straight. Not too many. Most circumstances, the 4 fits will work. So now Seth has put his zip ties in. So I feel pretty good about tightening mine all the way. Just crank it. Right? Then you want to make it look pretty. Seth is sitting on the scissors.
Oh yeah.
Toss me the scissors. And then you want to cut so it looks pretty, about 1 inch in, so that it's still secure and if there's any movement, it won't fall out. So not this close, about a ½ inch. Hand the scissors to your friend so you can do the same thing. You're going to end up with a whole bunch of these little pieces of zip ties. Throw them in your bag. Don't forget stuff. So the mallet's now done. Throw it in the bag. Seth, throw me that awl. Awls are easy to leave behind. Buy a couple of awls. Throw your unused zip ties in your bag. Set the zips, and you're looking good. At this point, then one of you goes back to the car with the stuff. The other one goes to the house and sends them a big thank you. Just a couple of things that we missed in the small yard signs. I mentioned that there will be a few locations on some main streets where you're unclear if the person is going to be okay with one of these medium yard signs. If they are home, go ahead and ask them. If they're not home, your thank you note should say, hey, if you're on a busier street, would you be interested in a bigger yard sign? Just go ahead and circle that and write please or something and see if you can get an upgrade. Also, on your van list, you may want to put something like call and ask if they're willing to upgrade. So there you have it. We put up this yard sign. It looks beautiful. When you take it down, it's fairly easy. You come out with scissors, snap your zip ties. Don't litter the ground because these people are your friends. And throw them in your bag. Lift this up. Sometimes you have to shimmy a little bit to get your stakes out, and away you go. And you have successfully done the most fun thing in campaigning, which is taking down the yard signs after a big win.
And one last thing, when you do that, make sure you also have a thank you note. But if there's no sidewalk, still try to shoot for about 10 feet away from the road. And yeah, that's all I got.
So happy yard signing. Have a great time. Let's go win some elections.